Good evening. It's April 3rd, Project Inside Hope coming at you right now. Actually, we're outside, so we can call it Project Outside Hope right now.
Get it,
It's a
boy.
beautiful night, beautiful day out here. Just enjoying the beautiful spring weather. We've got a group of guys and girls here that have been right where you're at right now, trying to spread the message of strength, experience, and hope to you. Our message today is going to be acceptance. I want to start by coming down here, all the way to my right with my man Cody. And if you'll just introduce yourselves, tell us where you came from, give us a little piece about acceptance, and I'll pass it on to you, Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm an addict.
Cody.
I was staying at the Chamberlain House not too long ago. Stayed there for 30 days. I've been involved with McShin for about 7 months now. You guys see me on the camera a few times. Acceptance is a big thing for me, man. It's sometimes it's hard to accept things and responsibilities, especially when they're not going completely your way. But acceptance is definitely, a big key to succeeding in the long-term recovery. Thanks.
Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you for sharing.
I'm David. I'm an addict.
What's up,
David?
What's up, L Pod? Just got here 3-4 days ago. Acceptance for me. Well, I've been having to accept the fact that I'm in the intensive recovery house now. I'm still doing meetings all day and groups all day, so I'm getting kind of anxious, and I'm wanting to get out and work and move around, but I'm having to accept the fact that I'm gonna have to keep on doing groups and meetings for a little while and take my time and to get readjusted back in the real world. So I'm still working on that, but I think it's important to be able to accept every aspect of life every day as things come towards me, because it is what it is and I can't change it, so just gotta accept it. Thanks for letting me share.
Sure.
My name's John.
John.
Been clean since January 6th. Trying to accept the fact that I am an addict. I got to deal with that for the rest of my life. Acceptance is big for me. And trying to just accepting the things I cannot change when I pass.
Thanks for sharing.
Okay, my name's Whitney.
Whitney.
I came from Riverside Regional Jail in good old Hopewell, Virginia. I was bonded to the McShin program, but the judge recently put me into the day program. He probably gave me just enough rope to hang myself. I celebrated 60 days on Friday. So, acceptance for me is dealing with the fact that, I've made mistakes, and I have the double stigma of addiction and felonies, and I'm a convicted felon. And it's just accepting the fact that at this point, anything anybody tells me to do, whether it's in this program, whether it's the judges, whether it's my lawyer, I have to do it. And also, it's about accepting that I'm an addict, period, or a person in long-term recovery, and that I have to work a program of recovery, which I thought in 2001 when I first came into the rooms and saw people working the program of recovery, I thought that I could do it different. I thought that I could not do the steps, not get a sponsor, and I have to do all those things. I have to work the steps, I have to get a sponsor, I have to get a home group, I have to do service work, and I have to accept that I can never have drugs or alcohol again unless I want to once again destroy my life. So, thanks for letting me share.
Thank you for sharing.
My name's Austin. I'm an addict.
Austin.
Acceptance. I guess I'm accepting the fact that I'm in recovery, this time for the right reason. That I've hurt everybody in my family, and it ain't no good. I mean, if I go home, I ain't got nobody. If I stay here, I'm gonna have everything. I don't know. I mean, I'm in it to do it for the right reasons this time. I got 30 days clean today, and I'm going to keep pushing it. That's it.
Thanks for sharing.
Hey, my name is Brandon.
Brandon.
I'd like to give a shout out to L Pod as well, too. Glad to have my friend Dave here with us. Cricket behind the camera.
What up, though?
My main man Mike right here as well, coming at you. Of course, all the other facilities that are watching this as well too. There is hope for y'all. There is a better way of living. Don't use no matter what when you get out. Acceptance to me, man, life shows up, man. Life has showed up big time in the past couple of weeks for me. And I mean, I thought that getting everything back, driver's license, give me a job, a truck, getting all those things back, that would make me happy. You come to find out, I've been more stressed out and more frustrated in the past couple of days now than I have since I've gotten out. And a lot of those responsibilities are, it's very overwhelming having to deal with work and balancing my recovery and balancing my social life and personal life and everything like that. And when you get out, when I got out, I wanted to have everything back right away. I wanted to take that self-will back right away. I wanted just to do what I wanted to do. And I thought that I had it all figured out. And I listen to the suggestions, of the people that come before me. I listen to the people that have my best interest at their heart and at my heart. And I went to the meetings every day, and I still go to the meetings every day. And I still haven't used. However, I still go through difficult times, and I just worked through one of them, I managed to call my sponsor. I managed to talk to people in my recovery network. And thank God that I developed a good, strong recovery network on my first couple of weeks when I came out, as suggested by people. And I've been able to work through it. And since then, the rewards have been phenomenal. I'm out here enjoying this beautiful, beautiful spring night, man. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. And I don't have to live with all that stress nowadays. I have a network that I can release that to, and I didn't have that before. And I follow the suggestions of people that have been successful, the people that come in there and they share with y'all, in person, these stories. And from being in those same seats, wearing those same jumpers that y'all are wearing right now, and being in the same position, numerous times, and then having this experience right now, it makes me be forever grateful of the things that I do have. And it's not just the possessions that I have, it's the friends that I have, it's the network that I have, it's the fellowship that I'm blessed to be in today. It makes me feel good to know that I can share these struggles and tell y'all an honest profession that I have not used because of that. I will not use because of that, at least today. And I plan on doing tomorrow what I did today. Thanks for letting me share.
I'm Mike. I'm an addict.
Mike.
My clean date is January 16, 2016. I'm feeling pretty good about that. And you, Alpod, you see we're out here doing it, man. So come join us for real. And I know a couple more guys out there. They're just not here that are doing all right too. So this thing really does work if you apply it. Acceptance for me is kind of like what John was saying. Accepting things I can't change. Like, I didn't realize that until recently how much of a control freak I was about certain things and trying to have things my way. And when I'm that way immediately, but that has not been working out for me too well, and it all comes with really learning some humility and some patience and just taking the time to slow down. And that's something that I haven't done in the past before, but like if we're locked up, we have all the time in the world to slow down, but I'm not trying to get back there and do those things to have to slow down. I have to learn to deal with life, but what Brandon was saying, life has been here, we're just finally showing up. So, it's important that, we just show up and we take care of things that we have to. And, acceptance is something that I'm struggling with on a daily basis now. But, like Brandon said, I have to talk about it with people that I've developed a strong network with. And I'm just going to continue to do that. I'll pass.
Hey, Shaq.
Darius, I'm a Stone.
Hey,
Darius.
I came from Richmond City Jail. I don't know if y'all watch this, but
They do.
Oh, they do. Well, shout out to 5E, man. There's some good people over there. They encouraged me before I came home to help me, get better at life. Acceptance, that's a big part of my life because I have problems with accepting things that's going on in my life. Even though I can't change it, I know I still need to accept it. And for those of y'all that know me, know how I used to be, so I'm out here doing it. Y'all can do it too. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks, Darius.
My name's Devin. I'm an addict.
Devin.
Acceptance. that by itself for a prideful addict like me is it's a hard one to chew, especially when you get clean and sober. I've just learned that acceptance is a part of life, period. Even if I like it or not, I still have to accept it. I have to accept that I'm an addict. I can't use no more. I can't drink no more. I got to accept that people around me can be successful, I guess you could say, addicts or drinkers or druggies. I just know I can't. I have to accept that fact that I can't party no more. I'm 30 years old. I'm tired. I can't do it no more. I think I've done enough for a lot of people by using. Acceptance, man, is a daily thing for me. I deal with a lot of people just like me. I work with a bunch of people just like me, and I have to accept people where they're at, love them where they're at, and put myself in their shoes or step back and try to see what they're going through. And I have to accept that whatever they're going through, I have to, like I said, put myself in their shoes, man. And the biggest part of me is I have to let people around me know what I'm doing. And it's up to them to accept that. Because if they don't accept it or accept me for what I'm doing and what I believe in and what I'm striving to be is a successful person of society, a father, a friend, a husband one day, multiple things, a son, a brother. And that's just, they have to accept that, and I have to accept, with how they feel about it too. Acceptance is like I said, is a daily thing for me. I deal with a lot of people, I guess we could say worldly people, and that's the first thing I tell them. I let them know that I'm an addict, that I'm in recovery, and it's either they shun me or they try to bless me, or they tell me, or 90% of the time they come to me and say, hey, I got somebody in my family that's suffering from addiction. And that right there is my window, you know what I mean, to be able to reach out and try to bring somebody into this thing and let them know that there's a new way of life, because it is. And that's the exceptional piece by itself, is knowing that I have to change almost everything about my life. I don't really have to necessarily change me, like the things I like to do, but I do have to change my old stinking thinking, my old places, the friends. A lot of my friends now, they know what I'm doing, and if they come around me, they know, they respect and love me enough to where they accept that they can't bring shit around me. And if I know they have anything around me, they're gonna know that I know, because I'm gonna make it very aware that I don't feel comfortable, and if you love me, you care about me the way you do, you need to take that shit somewhere else. But in y'all's position, just like I did, I had to accept I was in jail. I had to accept I fucked up. I accept that I done some wrong, but at the same time, I accept I had to change my life and come out here and try to right as much as possible. You can't fix everything, and that's in most addicts. I know for myself, we want to fix, manage, control everything. Even after we stop getting high, we want to make everything right away. We want to get the car, we want to get the family back and stuff like that. Not accepting all the shit we tore apart, and the money we stole, and the people we robbed, and the fights we got into, and the people that we sold whatever to, and they overdosed, and might have, all our stories are different, but so just realize that there's a place out here, and accept that if you want to move forward in life, you got to change it. You got to change. Change is good. A lot of us addicts, I know for me, is we get comfortable in uncomfortable positions. We adapt very easily. I know I do. You can put me in the worst place in the world, and for about 20 minutes I'm gonna hate it, but I'm gonna adapt really quick. So for y'all, for somebody that's been in y'all's situation more than once, just accept that you got to change your life. You want to live, you got to move forward, you got to do better, you got to want to do better, and you have to truly want that in your heart. You can say it all you want. The old saying of believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. This new way of life is an action thing. It's not a saying. You don't just take things from other people and say it to sound good, because that's all it is. It's just it sounds good. You know, everything in your life is that anybody's going to get from it or yourself is an action. You have to put forth effort. Anything worth having, you have to work for. You know, I relapsed after 5 years, man, and I came back in the rooms and I wanted everything. I wanted the 8 years, the 2 years or 3 years that I messed up. I wanted them back. I wanted to be able to say I had 8 years, but I couldn't. I can't. I screwed that up. I had to work for it to get that back again, man. And I had to accept that. I got to accept that I don't know everything. I realized somebody told me one time that once you realize you know nothing is when you start to know something. You know, and that's a hard exception right there because I'm the type of guy I like to think I know a lot. You know what I mean? But I learned I must have not known what I need to know because I relapsed after 5 years of being clean and sober and being a great servant to the people just like us. So I don't know. Just keep coming. Keep watching us. We all love you. You can see there's a lot of familiar faces. We got maybe 1 or 2 newer people here. This is awesome. I like this outside shit. It's cool. Let y'all know that this is freedom. We're not held hostage upstairs in a room, locked, being forced to do this. Like we do this because we want to do this, because we love y'all. And hopefully we can do more of this. We'll try to give y'all some more scenery instead of a parking lot. But we're working on it. We're trying. We're doing our best for what we have. We love you. Keep going forward. Accept everything that comes your way. Realize that your higher power sent it to you for a reason. So get something out of it. My name's Devin. Thank you for letting me share.
Hey, Zach.
Addict named Zach.
Hey,
Zach.
What's up, Zach?
Acceptance. For me, I thought all my friends back home, who I thought were my friends, which none of them I don't talk to any of them anymore. I sold 120 30 milligram Roxys a month back home. I had 90 15 milligram Roxys a month back home. And I had 90 10 milligram Valiums that a doctor wrote me. My doctor got busted by DEA about 2 months before I came to this program. And after my doctor got busted, I thought about doctor shopping, going to more doctors, and I thought that wouldn't be the best idea. A lot of my friends ended up getting busted. 3 of them died within a 3-month period there, and I realized I needed to change my ways. I had friends just popping up at my house here and there. That my house was pretty much a trap house. People would pay me, and I was pretty much house man, and they would pay to sell drugs out of my residence. And I knew if I kept that way of life up, that I would have no house, that the government would confiscate my house. Since I came to this program, I've learned that working the steps is the best way to live life, and taking it day by day. I haven't had, some days are good, some days are bad. Some days I feel like using, some days I don't. But, it's just taking it day by day. The stresses and the anxiety that I live with here, they suck, but it only gets better as I've been here. I was going to go home my first 30 days. I'm still here. And that just shows proof, if I can do it, honestly, I think anybody can do it. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. Just take it one day at a time. With that, I pass. Thanks for letting me share.
Sure. My name's Brandon. And for me, with acceptance, it means I'm not going to dwell on stuff anymore, dwell on those old past things that I've done, I heard a saying one time that says, I can own my past, but I won't let it own me. And accepting those things that I've done in the past, and accepting what I have to do in the future, and accepting what I have to do today to make sure that my future is better, that makes all the world a difference to me. Those are some of the most important spiritual principles that we practice in this program. I've had to accept a lot of things, in my, in active addiction that I don't have to accept today. I've accepted a lot of things today that I would never even thought that I would have accepted in the past either. I had to deal with a lot of loss. I've had to deal with a lot of grief, with my family and with my mother passing and everything like that, and accepting that, and it still works with me and everything like that. And I'm sure that we all have experiences that we've had to accept since we've been out of jail, And I would like to ask, I'd like to ask the group, gonna start with Whitney here because she said she had something to share that happened to her pretty recently. But I just want to ask y'all, you know what I'm saying, what is it that y'all have had to accept? I mean, I got the meaning of acceptance from y'all, but share some of your things that you have accepted so they can kind of get an understanding, you know, behind the camera of what there is to expect out here. You know, I mean, I'm sure they've all been out of jail before and they have the anxiety of getting out and they have the experience of that. But just share your experience with the acceptance.
Okay, my name's Whitney. And I actually think there's a multitude of jails we're now sending this into. We're sending our love, our experience, strength, and hope. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I have been in almost each and every jail you've been in, not in the men's pod, but in the women's. And I've been on the other side of that camera, and we love you. And if I can do it and some of these people can do it, anybody can do it. But last night, I'm in the day program now, so I have about a 45-minute commute one way here, and I'm doing meetings at night. I'm coming over here to do meetings at night because I'm chasing my recovery like I chase my drug. And one of my loved ones last night, I got off on 60. I got off on Route 60 to go to McDonald's, and I get a call, and they're like, "What are you doing on 60? I thought you said you were on your way home." Turns out they've been clocking me by my iPhone, right? And I was pissed, right? Like, why did you effing do that? What the F? Do you think you're my father? I turned location services off so this type of crap wouldn't happen. Okay, this type of shit wouldn't happen. I said, I was so angry. And then when I calmed down and thought about it, I'm only 60 days clean. I'm a chronic relapser. I'm a 13-time, well, that's what they have, 13-time convicted felon, you know, who's done collectively 9 years in jail on the other side of that camera. My family's it's not going to happen in 60 days. And I had to accept that even though I'm doing the next right thing, even though I'm staying clean, even though I'm chasing my recovery, not everybody is just going to give me back their trust right away. I had to accept that. And, you know, I think one of the beautiful things that comes with your head starting to clear up is that instead of just being like, fuck you, I'm out, you know, you sit down and you think about things and you have the chance to apologize to those people and say, you know what, you're right. I understand why you don't trust me. I still don't like you clocking my phone, but I understand why you don't trust me. And I was just off 60 going to McDonald's, but I'm on my way home. And you know what? If you don't believe me, once I get there, you'll see that I wasn't doing anything nefarious or dangerous for that matter. But, you know, I also have to accept that I have to take every day one day at a time. You know, I'm facing court cases. I wasn't bonded into McShin, but I was bonded to the McShin program, which, like I said, now I'm in the day program, which means I have to accept that I go home every night and I drive past all kinds of places with alcohol, all kinds of bars I used to go to. I have to accept that even though alcohol was not my drug of choice and it did not take me back down to the corner to get my drug of choice, that I can still not use alcohol. I have to be abstinent from all illicit drugs and even alcohol, which is socially acceptable, because guess what? That first drink, that second drink, that third drink might not take me back down to the corner. But guess what? A month from then, I'm going to be back down in the corner. And I learned that in 2001 when I came into the rooms. And also, I just want to say, for me, I have to accept the one day at a time thing, because I've got court cases, I've got pretrial, I've got all these things. I get depressed when I look at the past and all the mistakes I made that brought me up to this point. I get overwhelmed when I look at the future. And so I have to stay in today. Like, at first when I heard that just for today, I was like, bullshit. But you know what? Sometimes for me, it's just for that second, just for that minute, just for that hour. Sometimes I really have to break it down like that because my cravings come on, and resentments, anger, money, triggers. There's all kinds of things that can cause you to want to use. And I heard a saying that I really liked, and it said, if you have 1 foot in yesterday and 1 foot in tomorrow, then you're taking a shit on today. And, you know, it ties in with that whole just for today thing. And, you know, I'm living proof. You know, my parents said to me yesterday, they said, we need to go out and celebrate. And I was like, why? I had kind of forgotten that Friday I got my 60 days. And to them, that is nothing short of a miracle. You know, that when I did live here, I chose to walk out the front door, walk up to this church and chase my recovery, and that even now that I don't live here, I choose to drive 45 minutes over here and chase my recovery for 12 hours a day. And, yeah, you know, I have to accept that all these things are not going to be fixed overnight. We're addicts. We come from a society, we're a microwave society. We want everything right away. And it just doesn't happen like that. Things don't rebuild right away. I'm 60 days in. My life is more unmanageable now than it was using. You know, not an active addiction, but, you know, when I was kind of dibbing and dabbing. But you know what? I did that to myself. And I have to accept that all of the blessings that recovery will afford me in the future aren't going to happen right away. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks for sharing. It's a great question. You want to go next?
Oh,
Mike?
yeah, I just forgot to say something. There's a certain book that I read that, you know, it's for people like us. And my favorite chapter in the book is it's called "Acceptance is the Key," and it talks about this guy who was a doctor, and you know he was struggling with alcoholism and addiction, and you know like he thought he had it all under control because he was a doctor, and like you know he was prescribing himself meds, and you know he had to take certain things to stay up and certain things to go to bed, and he was just all over the place. But you know he just wouldn't come to the realization that he was an addict, and that's to answer your question where I am. You know, like I accepted that I was powerless over my addiction and that my life had become unmanageable, but I just wouldn't accept the fact that I wasn't ready to stop using, despite all those things. And when I was finally ready to, I don't know, I guess I had to be broken down enough for me to really just be able to accept that, you know, that if I use, things are gonna just be way worse than they already are. And you know, right before I got clean this time, it was the worst it had ever been. And you know, I have to accept it on a daily basis, though, and I have to make sure that I keep it in the forefront of my mind at all times. Thank you, man.
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for sharing.
Darius, I guess we're just going to go this way right here. We'll go right on.
Darius.
Speak up so the camera can hear you, big dog.
They can hear me, man. I had to accept the fact that I can't, you know what I'm saying, use drugs no more or sell drugs no more. Because I only been here for 30 days, so I'm still going through it in my head. Like, the way I look at it, it would be easier for me to just go and sell them because I'm only 18, already a double felon. But at the same time, it's going to be easier for me to get locked back up and be doing 20 years. I mean, it's hard, you know what I'm saying, to get out of trouble, but it's always easy to get in. Just like it's going to be hard for me to get my diploma and all that, but it's going to be easier at the end of all that. So that's just what keeps me up, keeps me, you know what I'm saying, going every day by day. One day at a time. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks
Thanks for sharing.
Name Devin, I'm an addict.
Hey, Devin.
There's a lot of things I can speak on.
Pick one.
But Whitney said it the best, is the one day at a time thing, man. Sometimes it's 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 millisecond. But I surround myself around people that know what's going on with me or going through the same thing I'm going through or doing the same thing I'm doing. So, and it's not always the best because of the background that I come from. You know what I mean? A lot of craziness, you know. I'm from Richmond. I've been here my whole life. I ran around all the projects. Probably the only white kid you see pull up, sit on 26, blacked out Suburban, 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Knew everybody. And I see some of them people now, man, and some of them people see me and they're like, "What's up, D?" You know what I mean? I'm like, "Nothing," you know, and it seemed like their intentions are good for me. You know, "What's up? What's good?" You know, you trying to get up. I know you're doing the right thing, but I gotta accept I can't be around them because I know that ultimately my disease is gonna lie to me and tell me it's okay. It's gonna go around and hang out and You know, not even just using, just the disease of manipulation and money and sex and ultimately it's going to bring me back to using again. And I have to, you know, I have to accept that I can't do that, man. There's certain people I can't be around. There's certain people that my disease, their disease talks to my disease without even me knowing it. And it's crazy how you can talk about your disease as a third person, but it's true. I've seen literally people coming together, and me too, and they'd be right in front of each other. You can sit back and watch it and see that person's disease talking to that person's disease, and they don't even know it. Just by the words and their body language and things they do. So I've come to understand and see that. I'm discerning that. You know, my higher power is giving me that gift. And I accept that gift, man. And there's a lot of gifts that I have, you know, when it comes to people, man. And reading people, and I accept that gift and use it for the right reason this time. So I can use the body language, you know, in the projects and know what gets ready to go down, or I can use it for somebody that's going through something, or it's multiple things, man. It's, I don't know, man. Just acceptance is always a hard piece for me, man. It is, because I want it the way I want it, when I want it.
And I want it yesterday.
Yeah, I want it yesterday. I want it now. And I gotta accept. I accept I gotta do the right thing to get it. I can't just fucking do what I want and manipulate and bribe somebody or be the middleman to get what I want. I gotta do it the right way. I gotta work for it. I gotta push forward and, you know, and do it with the right heart condition, man. And man, I got a big heart, but sometimes, man, my disease blocks that thing out. He's like, nope, no, we're getting ready to go ham on this dude because he deserves to get his ass whooped. And I'm like, what am I thinking? Like, no, like, who am I to play God? You know what I mean? Who am I to step in front of somebody, what they're going through? God's putting them through what they need to go through so they can get where they got to go. And for me to interfere, you know, is it's definitely a humbling thing. You know, I gotta, you know, that's where the fixed man is control. We want to, you know, well, he deserves to get his ass whooped, or she deserves to go to jail. Who am I to determine if that's right or wrong? You know what I mean? And usually when stuff like that goes down, or I see something, I've learned just to sit back and watch. You know, some things you speak on, some things you don't. You know, not everything's for everyone. You know, there's a time and place for everything. And 99% of the time, if I just sit back, watch, that person is going to do what they're going to do, and God's going to do what they need to do for them. And I have to accept that I can't interfere in everything. You know, same with my mom maybe having breast cancer. I got to accept that might be what it is. You know what I mean? I got to accept that my dad is in recovery, but I don't think he's going to last. But I got to pray and hope that he does. You know, there's a lot of exceptions. You know, I got a son that's on the way. I got you know, if he's born, there's something wrong with him because of the, you know, the things that we do when we do, because we're addicts, man. I got to accept that. I got to accept that everything that comes in my life is mostly God's will. It is, you know, and that's everything. Most people say no, it's not. You know, my belief is God don't make mistakes. He does everything for a reason. It's for us to either see it or don't, to learn from it or don't. And I'm gonna end with this one. I gotta accept all the things that have ever happened in my life happened for a reason. I've always the type of person, why the hell that shit happened to me? Like, why'd I have to go through that? Why'd I have to get shot? Why'd I have to get stabbed? You know what I mean? Why'd I have to lose everything I worked so hard for? You know what I mean? Why'd I have to do it? And it comes down to accepting that it's not for me. The things I go through is not for Devin. It's for the next sick and suffering addict, so I can share my experience, strength, and hope, my testimony, what God's done in my life to show them that it works. You know, the things I go through isn't for me. We're selfish people, so we think it's for us. You know what I mean? It's like it's me type thing. And that's a hard piece sometimes, man. It really is. Like, why is this got to happen to me? Why me? And a man told me before, he said, why not you? You know, and I have to, it's not like I just say it and I think about it and it just automatically goes in when problems happen or things happen in my life. I have to replay that stuff in my head, man. I have to replay that. That's what these steps and these rooms of recovery do. That's why we keep coming to meetings. That's why we keep getting together. That's why we keep ourselves around them so we can be accountable, you know, on the things that life hands us, man. And just accept that whatever you're going through isn't for you. Take the things that you go through, write them down, remember them, whatever you do, and sometime or somewhere in your life, God's going to send somebody to you, and you're going to be able to use your testimony, your story, your struggles, your strengths, and be able to share it with somebody else to save their life, and hopefully they can move forward, man. But with that, I pass.
Thank you.
Sure.
Name's Zach.
Zach.
I accept the fact that the people I was associates, acquaintances with back home, they won't be my friends any longer. I accept the fact that if I continue using drugs, that I will be dead or locked up. I accept the fact that I won't use drugs no matter what, just for today. That I pass. Thanks for listening.
Sure. We're going to go back down here to the end right here. I'm sorry we lost track of the format here, but kind of started going this way anyway. But Cody, if you'd like to share, please. What's the hardest thing you've had to accept now that you're now that you're not in a recovery house right now, right? Because you were with us for 30 days here at Chamberlain. You were
Right.
one of my roommates, man, and
Right.
you know, and I really hope the best for you out there, man. My prayers are with you. Just can you share what it's like being from a recovery house, coming from jail, and then getting out of the recovery house and going back into your normal way of living, and how you're maintaining and how you're staying sober and why you're here today?
Well, I'm Cody. I'm an addict.
Cody.
You know, coming from jail, man, it was very difficult for me. I wanted to go back home and get high the day I got out of jail, and you know, part of me, you know, I knew I had to come to McShin, you know, and come back here and try and start, you know, a new seed of recovery and whatnot. And it took a lot of willpower and a lot of willpower and surrenderance to be able to come back here and do the right thing and not use getting out of jail. And when I got back here, you know, I was angry at the world, and I just didn't want to talk to anybody, and I wanted to shut myself away from the world, and everybody in Chamberlain House brought me in with open arms, man, and they took my hand and held my hand and walked me into the house. And you know, I really appreciate that stuff, man, and everything that people did for me here at McShin. Just made things, you know, a lot better for me. And like I said, it took a lot of acceptance to be able to try my best and hardest at this. And that's exactly what I did. You know, I came in and just started going back to meetings and stuff like that. Found out who I was staying with. And it's difficult at first, but like they say, things do get easier and we do recover, man. So my journey in the past 35 days. I'm here now. I actually got out of Chamberlain on Friday? Got out of Chamberlain House on Friday. And so, you know, I'm going to continue to go to meetings and stuff like that and continue to stay refreshed with everybody, because I know if I don't come to a meeting, you know, and I'm walking out, I'm back, you know, I'm back on the streets now. Not really on the streets, but, you know, I'm out of McShin now, and things are a lot different. Being not actually living in a recovery house, you know, you have there's more temptation there, of course, but there's also more there's also more room to do good too, because you have more responsibilities and freedom. So I feel like you know, once I get my car and my license and stuff, which will be soon, I'll be able to go to my own. You know, I'll be able to go to meetings on my own. I'll be able to come up here whenever I want. I'll be able to go by the house whenever I want, and that's awesome too because that'll keep me refreshed with recovery. Because I know if I'm not refreshed in recovery, I'm probably gonna fall right back in that same old deep little hole I always dig myself. And so yeah, that's basically where I'm at this point. Is just stay refreshed with recovery.
Thanks, Cody.
Thanks for letting me share.
So, Dave, man, this is your first time being here. I know you just got out of L Pod. Who's watching this right here?
Dave was on that side of the camera. Brandon was the first. Dave is now the second, correct?
Yeah. Well,
How does that
Mike
feel?
was the first.
No, since we started filming.
Since we
Okay,
started
right,
filming
alright.
these.
Yeah.
So you're the second. How does that feel?
Feels good.
Have you been welcomed with open arms here?
Yeah, I have. You know, it's difficult to know that you can't be around all your old friends, and you kind of need to leave, or I kind of need to leave my old life behind. Or that's what I need to do, and gotta make all new friends. Like, man, gotta make all new friends. Can't hang out with none of my old friends, or you know. That's difficult. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's alright. It's alright with me today. Wanted to share one thing on the acceptance that I was thinking about. You know, some of y'all know I struggle with accepting the fact that I can't smoke weed ever again or drink alcohol ever again. But because I feel like that wasn't my problem, which of course probably I'm sure it was part of my problem. But Whitney said it and Devin said it, just for today. Instead of thinking about I can't do it forever, if I just take it one day at a time, it's a lot easier when I wake up in the morning. It's easy not to do it for one day. And if I just keep doing that, it makes it a whole lot easier. I don't even think about it like long term. So that's all I got. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks for sharing.
My name's John. This cold is kicking my ass.
Hey,
But
John.
Thanks for being here.
sorry I'm having the sniffles, but because it's cold, somebody left the heat off in the house last night. I think that's where I got this cold.
We had the AC. We had the AC.
Well, let's see. Acceptance, you know, my family has accepted me. They finally said today that they finally got their son back after 20 years. My father cried when he said it, you know, it made me feel good, you know. Even though I'm not all the way back yet, and I won't be for a long time, but a good part of me is back in my dad's eyes. And just accepting the fact that I can't ever smoke crack, can't ever do my drug of choice, whatever. I can't drink, can't do nothing anymore for the rest of my life. It's a long time. But I did get a pay raise. So I gotta look at it like that. I got money now, I can eat out nice. Crick and I were talking last night. We were in Arby's, and I said,
Arby's.
I said that you know, the cops in here know we ain't using because we're getting a $100 meal with them.
That man got that Arby's money last time, didn't he?
Arby's is
When you've been
$100
at
money.
McDonald's at the dollar menu trying to get a courtesy cup.
I'm trying to get a courtesy cup.
So
Don't
you
gotta
know,
live like that.
For ice water.
For some water.
Yeah, I ain't gonna live like that.
no more.
I can't say can I have a cup of water and go get some soda. You know, I want to do that.
Still do that.
I can buy my own meal. You know, and eat good at it too. And I said I got a pay raise, and I would hate to spend that money on that shit. I pass.
Thanks.
Sure.
My name's Austin. I'm an addict.
Austin.
Let's see. I got so much stuff I could say, but I can't. I ain't good at speaking. But I don't know. I'm accepting the fact that I've been using for almost 20 years. I've been with my wife for 17 years. I've got a 16-year-old daughter, a 15-year-old daughter, a 9-year-old son, and a 5-month-old son. And if I don't get my stuff together, I'm gonna have to accept the fact that I'm gonna lose my home, I'm gonna lose my vehicles, I'm gonna lose my wife, I'm gonna lose my kids, I'm gonna lose my mom, I'm gonna lose my dad. And right now I got it, but if I don't keep at it, I'm gonna lose it all. And with that, I pass.
Thanks for sharing. Well, I think we're about coming to the close of this. Is there anybody else that would like to share on the acceptance piece that we talked about today, or just anything else?
I don't want to share about the acceptance piece. I walked
you
off
wanna
from the
share?
camera for a minute just to find out what jails we are actually taking this into now. And it's Bowling Green, Humiston Creek, Richmond City, Chesterfield County Jail. That just started. The sheriff at Chesterfield County Jail, as I spoke about last week, which we haven't got that tape up and running yet. It's coming. The sheriff of Chesterfield County Jail asked us to start a peer-to-peer recovery program because they're having a huge drug problem. And Pamunkey and Henrico East
Coming soon.
coming soon. So we just want to send all of you guys love. And I've been to half those places. I know the rest of us collectively have probably been to all those places. And if we can do it, you can. We're out here living the life, you know, going to Arby's, you know, and not getting the water cup and putting soda in it, you know, not doing that shady stuff anymore.
Don't feed in the water fountain.
So we're living the life, and you guys can too, and we love you all, we really do. So
Well, thank you for sharing, Whitney. We don't have the dope fiend in the soda fountain no more.
I got something, man.
Cricket.
Who are you? I'm Cricket, man. If y'all ain't never met me.
What's up, Cricket, man?
I've been here once or twice. And I figured, you know, I look too good to be standing behind the camera.
That's
so
right.
I figured I'd join the
Come
rest
on.
of y'all. But look, the truth is, no, all jokes aside, man, we all look good. I mean, look around, for real. Look around at each other. Ain't nobody got
Oh,
snot running out their nose. Ain't nobody got
Don't
greasy
say.
hair. Ain't nobody shivering. Ain't nobody got no blood gushing out their vein. You know, we look pretty fucking good, man, compared to what we looked like before we got here. That's the honest truth, man. Real talk, how many of y'all ever shivered in the dead middle of the summertime? Huh? Freezing.
Cold chills, 90-something degrees.
Right, how many of y'all was in that condition when you got locked up the last time?
Absolutely.
Snot running at your nose, eyes watering,
Couldn't stop
freezing,
yawning.
shitting 10 or 12 times a day, puking at least that many times.
Aching.
And look, man, look, y'all done showed up, man. Everybody looks good out here.
hey, Cricket, what comes up for you in the next week?
Yeah.
I've been clean
Something
for a
pretty
year.
important.
That's Friday, man. First time in my life I've been clean
Come
for
on.
a
Clean
year.
for a year.
And look, for those of y'all,
1 year.
for those of y'all on the other side of the camera that's been locked up with me half my life, know that even if I get years in penitentiary, man, I ain't never been able to put together no year clean, man. That's
366
pretty good.
days.
Yeah, one day at a time, though.
Leap
I
year.
just, so far, I've been managed to stay clean one day at a time for 350 some odd days, so that's pretty cool, man. But that acceptance piece, man. Hey, look, real quick, the other night, I could tell his story because he's my friend and he lives in my house. The other night, Austin wanted to have an overnight pass. He's been here about coming up on 2 weeks now. He hadn't been here long enough to get permission for an overnight pass. He had a little hard time with that. He ended up accepting it. They extended his curfew to 12 o'clock. Austin's ass was back in that drive with 11:58, man. I mean, you know, you had to practice that.
That was
acceptance,
hard,
though,
man.
Right?
Being with the
That
17
didn't just
years.
come
Come
natural
on,
to
man.
you.
I was
Yeah.
laying up in bed with her naked. I ain't want to get out there, Joe.
Darius,
What's up, man?
you found something in one of your pockets the other day and gave it to me to dispose of it, didn't you?
Sure
That's
did.
pretty good shit, man. Hey, look, all of these things, man, is stuff that we wouldn't have been able to do if we
Nah, I
weren't
wouldn't
trying
have
to live
did
a new
it.
way,
I wouldn't
man.
have did it.
You just said, hey, fuck you, and I'm leaving. I'm
I
going
love
with my wife
cricket
and
to
fuck her.
death.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what you would have said,
Yeah.
but you didn't.
Yeah.
And you already know what you would
I'd
have
have
did.
bucked on it real fast.
But like, you know, we're making better choices now. Our brains are working a little bit better because
Right.
they're clean and they're clear-headed.
Right.
Yeah, my wife.
David, he's falling right in the suit too, man. Been here a couple days, just got out of jail. It's gonna get better, man. You practicing acceptance. You don't want to be in the house you in because it ain't no TV and it ain't no phone,
Yeah,
none of that
right.
stuff. But it'll come around, man.
it
We can
does,
see that you practicing acceptance. I've totally accepted the fact that I cannot use drugs, man.
No matter what.
And I mean, no fucking
No
matter
matter
what,
what.
I can't use them. Even when I want to use them real bad, I accept the fact that I can't.
No,
Because because I have accepted the fact that if I do, my life will turn to chaos, turmoil, confusion, havoc, despair,
Jail, prison.
hopelessness, desperation,
Institutions.
degradation,
Dude.
dereliction. All them words apply to my life when I'm using drugs and breaking the law, man, they do. So I'm trying something new. Humpy, get over here and say hi to the camera. Come on over here.
Come on,
What do
Jeremy.
you know about acceptance, man? We got a couple more minutes.
That's 8 kink right there.
Oh man, acceptance. I think like the
Come
quicker.
closer.
Get
We're like
in
Michael.
where
Camera,
in fact,
man.
sit right here.
Come talk to these people,
Get in
man.
where you fit in,
Don't sit
buddy.
between my legs, man. Come on. What the?
Y'all remember Jeremy?
It's a jail video. They
I
gotta do
think-
something crazy.
I think like when I came to the terms, when I think of acceptance, I think of accepting that I can't change or I'm powerless over everything else but me. And like once I came to terms with accepted, like people are gonna do what the fuck they want to do, and I don't have any control of that. Like my life became a lot easier. Like I can't control anything on the outside, but what I can control is how I feel on the inside and my perception for everything. So that's it.
Thanks for
Hey,
sharing.
and that was more than enough.
Thanks for sharing, big
And
dog.
look, life is good, clean, y'all. Like I've been out for almost a year, man. I went back to school, moved into an apartment, girlfriend moved in, got the car. Like life is so much fucking better not using drugs. Now don't get it fucked up. Like I want to use sometimes, and sometimes I get fucking urges. But what I do is I call people. I call people like Cricket. And I call people in my support. You know, said, look, I want to fucking use. And you know, half the time they'll come get me or they'll talk me off the ledge or shit like that. But like I don't want to lose what I got today, man. Life is good even when it's not. Like.
I mean, it's crazy, and relationships are better and everything,
Yeah,
man.
man.
You look better, you feel better, you got money in your pocket.
Like I got my
Everything
self-esteem back and my confidence back. I think, you know, and like I'm learning to like life is beautiful, man. Like it's fucking spring, there's white trees, beautiful flowers out and shit. Like I'm stopping and looking at shit like that, man. And I never did. Like I remember being on the inside, was like, God damn, I can't wait to see fucking grass and trees. And I'll get out and look at that shit for a week and go right back, you know what I'm saying? Living to use, using to fucking live. But this last go around is, you know, I came to terms, man. I accepted it. Like, I can't fucking use. I can't, man. Life is good.
Hell yeah, life is
And you
good.
know what? When I want to use, I call his girlfriend. She's part of my network. And we all have days we want to use. Nobody's perfect. There's days that we all, you know, like I said, it's minute to minute or hour to hour. But you just get through one day at a time. And you accept that you can do that. And you accept that you never want to use again and that you never want to be on the other side of that camera again. And it can work for you.
Absolutely. I just accept the fact that this is my new way of life, no matter what. I think we have all shared some good pieces. Hope we brought a good message into you. You know, just once again, there's a better way to live. You know, we just have to accept the fact that we have to want to change. We have to accept the fact that there is a better way, and we're living proof of it right here. And there's about hundreds more inside that church right now that are sharing someone else's one-year celebration right now. And every night when we have these meetings right here, there's about 100 to 150 people below us or up above us. Actually, I think they're below us because we're on the third floor when we do this. But they're down at the church every time too. We're at 2300 Dumbarton Road.
Come
When
see
you want
us.
to come out, you don't have to stay at one of the houses. You can come and see us. You can come and experience this for yourself. Because I came right from your position right there just a little over a month ago. We all have. This is such a better way to live. That's all I've got right now.
It ain't no shabby place neither. That's McShin right there behind us, man. That's Hatcher Memorial Church right there.
You can
And
see
I
that
mean,
jump?
Huh?
You can see that jump?
If-
Yeah,
if
they
we
can
all
see
move.
it. Yeah, they can see it.
Yeah,
No, they
they
can
can
see
see
it.
it jump.
They can see it past
Oh,
y'all. That's a beautiful place, man. I mean, it really is. It ain't.
And
it ain't-
beautiful things happen
And like
there.
Devin said, we ain't, you know, I know we typically been filming inside because it's been cold or whatever, man. But we ain't locked up in no door. We can leave anytime we want, right?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody holding us
I'll
here.
run down
No.
Now, some of us suffer some fucking dire consequences if we leave,
Right.
but ain't none of us being forced to stay.
Right.
Like, we're all here willingly, man, because we want to do something different, and for the most part, we're doing it. Brandon, I think you did a good job, man. We're circling up.
Thank you.
We end this the same way as we ended any other meeting?
Somebody stole my bike.
Hey, stole your scooter, Craig.
I don't do these.
Alright. Craig, you're supposed to give a shout out to Tony's.
Can I close it out?
Absolutely. Will you please do us a pleasure closing us out?
Statistically, every 15 minutes, an addict dies of this disease. So let's have a moment of silence for the 4 addicts who died while we were making this film. And who woke us up today? God.
Grant us serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today. Keep coming back. It works if you work. You die if you don't. So where to live?
Leave that.
All right. Peace.